welcome Coach Michael Desormeaux.
All right, that was a lot of stuff. I hope I don't disappoint you. A lot of things. Look, the first thing I had to say is I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be here today. I grew up in New Iberia. My parents still live between New Iberia and Delphine on Highway 14. And growing up, I have an older brother and an older sister who came to school here, and all I ever wanted to do was be a Catholic High Panther. I remember being a little kid playing behind the bleachers, playing the game behind the game, and that was all I ever wanted to do. It's kind of funny, after every game they used to play We Are the Champions. Everybody here knows that song, right? And we did not win many games. I had no idea, but I thought we were winning them all. Playing We Are the Champions. So, tough time, but we got through it. Catholic High is really a special place to me. Obviously, I got to do a lot of really special things here in my athletic career and meet great people. Nobody more so than my wife, Lindsay. We met here. She came to school here in the 6th grade, and we went all the way through Catholic High. I knew I liked her from day one. It took me longer to convince her that she would like me too, but we got there. My first job was here. When I finished playing, I didn't know where to go, didn't know what to do. So the first thing I did was I picked up the phone. I called one of my really good friends who was actually coaching here at the time. And I said, I just want to coach and I don't have anywhere to go. Mr. Ray Simon, who was here at the time, they really didn't have a job for me. He got on the phone, made some things happen, and they made a job for me here and allowed me my first opportunity to coach. So it's something that I'll never forget. The biggest thing that I've learned at Catholic High, I learned that acta non verba is a key ingredient to being successful, right? And most people talk more than they actually do. Most people are not really about living that life that they say they're going to live. And if you go into this thing and you understand that if you do what you say you're going to do and say the things that you mean, life's going to be a whole lot easier for you. So today, really, and I'm going to get it going. You guys have a lot of really good people here to talk to you. And it's kind of cool for me. It's unique. There's people I play with over here that are back here to talk to you. There's guys and girls that I coach that are over here. People that I worked with, grew up with. These guys have a lot to give you, so I'm going to make it brief here. The 3 things I really want to talk to you about today, right? And this is juniors and seniors. You guys are over here, right? Okay. All right, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit more. Y'all got more time to figure it out than you know. All right, I promise you. If you don't have it figured out right now, you're going to be okay. Okay. The 3 things that I really want to talk to you about. Okay, number 1, you got to find something you have passion for. Number 2, learn to be where your people are. And number 3, learn to live a life of gratitude. All right, and I'm going to go into that a little bit, what I mean. All right, passion in your work. All right, the challenge is to find a career that you are passionate about and relentlessly pursue perfection in that field. You're never going to find it, right? We're all flawed, or none of us are perfect. But what I tell you is this: pursuing something relentlessly, you're going to end up in the 99th percentile, because most people just don't have that type of drive because they don't have a passion for what they're doing. Part of this deal is finding a calling, not just a job. A job is something you show up to every day and you get paid for and you check the box. When you find a true calling, it never feels like work. Even the things you don't like to do, they end up being worth it. And make no mistake about it, there is no job out there, there is no profession that you're going to love every single thing you got to do. But even the things that you don't like as much, you know it's worth it because it's for the greater good of your life's purpose. My whole objective in life, and the only thing that I ever wanted to do, was impact young people. That's all I wanted to do. Whenever I was in high school here at Catholic High, our head coach was phenomenal. I had a great family life. He was like the second dad. And I watched the guy, and I watched the way he impacted people every single day. It wasn't just boys. It wasn't just football players. It was everyone he came in contact with. And he did that just because he did what he loved to do, the very best that he could. And it rubbed off on all of us. And, I can never repay him enough for showing me the path that I really wanted to take. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And probably whenever I was my senior year in high school, I said, man, this coaching thing, this is where I can do what I want to do. Number 2, right? Learn to be where your feet are, right? That sounds a little bit weird. Be in the present. Enjoy the moment that you're living in right now and take full advantage of it. Everyone has ambitions, right? And the fun thing about it right now is you guys are sitting in this gym and you've got all these things that you want to do. And you've got all this life in front of you. Enjoy where you're at right now. Don't wish it away. Because I'm telling you, at some point, you're going to look back and you're going to remember being here in this gym when this guy was talking. He said something about enjoying high school. Well, it was pretty fun. All right? We all have ambitions. We've all got aspirations and long-term goals. But I'm telling you this, you will never advance if you don't absolutely kill it where you are. People don't get promoted. They don't get new opportunities because they're average at what they do. They get those opportunities because they're the very best at the job they have at the moment. There's no such thing as overnight success. People love to talk about that, right? This is an overnight success. It's a myth. From the outside, we look in, we have no idea how long it actually takes, right? We have no idea the hours put in, the repetition that it takes over and over. We just envy the outcome, right? And we live in a social media world where you see these people living these lives and you see the very best of their lives and what they have going on. But you don't know what goes on behind the scenes. You don't know the work that goes into it and the struggles that they go through. In our program, we have a saying that we use all the time. We say, control what you can control, right? And I'm going to tell you this right now. Your effort, your attitude are the only 2 things that you will be able to control by yourself day in and day out every day for the rest of your life. That's it. There's going to be circumstances that you have no control over. Your attitude and the way you respond to those things, that's all you know. That's 100% you. And only you can change the way that you feel about things. I think the biggest thing that you've got to do to stay where you want to be, right, and work in the space that you're in, you've got to keep your blinders on, right? You've got to put one foot in front of the other, and you've got to do the very best you can with the task that you've got in front of you. People love to ask me, what was your plan, right? You went from high school, you coached in college, now you're a head coach. What was your plan? I'm going to be honest with you. The reality of it is that I didn't have a plan for this. When I took my first job at Catholic High, my goal was to work at Catholic High for the rest of my life, and that was it. Things didn't work out that way, right? And different things came along, and I'm going to tell you, some of the things that happened throughout my career, throughout my life, I was crushed about the way it didn't happen. But I'm going to tell you, it's a blessing sometimes the way things don't work out. I firmly believe this, that God opens doors and provides the path that we need, even if it's not what we think we want. All right, last thing, all right, I told you I'm probably going too long already. Live a life of gratitude. Be grateful for the things that happen in your life, even the struggles. We don't grow when we're comfortable. You don't grow when you're just going through it and everything's easy. You grow and you develop the most when things are hard. It's true. Adversity is going to make you change. It's going to make you adapt. We all have people who help us grow, right? And advance along our journey. Don't ever forget those people. Don't ever underestimate how important it is to say thank you. Tell people you appreciate them. Because the reality is it goes a long way, and none of us get where we're going by ourselves. This is Catholic Schools Week, right? Someone in your life, your parents, your grandparents, your guardians, they've made sacrifices to put you in a place to be around a bunch of people and faculty and staff here that they care about you. You may not believe it. You may think that they hate you because they're hard on you. The people that are hardest on you, they want you to grow the most. They care about you the most. You don't understand it when you're young, but one day you will. Thank your parents for the sacrifices that they made to send you here. Thank your teachers. They do more here. Part of my job, I get to go around schools all over the state, all over the country. You don't understand going above and beyond what these people do. Living a life of gratitude will allow you to find happiness. Titles do not make you happy. A job title is not it. That's not what's going to make you happy. Money does not make you happy. Everybody hear that? It does not. You find happiness within you. Happy people are happy with money, without money, regardless of circumstances. You've got to find joy in your work, and I can promise you, you'll find more happiness and success than you can imagine if you find work you're passionate about. You embrace your current role and learn to be where your feet are, and you will always have more than enough when you live a life of gratitude. Happy Catholic Schools Week. I appreciate you guys for letting me speak to you today. And I hope you guys get a lot out of the day with these guys right here. They got a lot to teach you. Thank you.